Good afternoon. All right. So we've got Paulina here today on the Kitchen Growth Experience. Looking really
Hi.
forward to the conversation. Hi, Paulina. Um, Paulina is from Export Express, also known as EXEP, which is a UK-based global sourcing and distribution company that supplies furniture fittings, hardware, LED lightings, and a wide range of other products to businesses here in the UK. They source from top suppliers all over the world, handle everything from the initial product consultation all the way through to customs, shipping, doorstep delivery. I believe it's a young company, but they're still going to carry on running because they've hit the ground running. And I have to say, I met Paulina at KBB Birmingham this year, and she gave me some cake.
Yes.
So far, she's already my favorite guest. Paulina, welcome to the show. I'm really
Thank you
glad to
very
have you here.
much. And it's
Awesome.
great to be here.
So I'm so glad to hear that. This is your first podcast?
First podcast, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, it's going to be hopefully a lot of fun for you. Really relaxed. Nothing too out there, or is there? We will find out. So yeah, before we get into what Export Express does, tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, what's your background? What's your role in the business?
So, do you want to know background regarding myself or towards the business side?
Let's do you first.
Right. So, originally I'm Polish,
Okay.
but living in the UK from a very young age. Quite young in my 20s. So started off business with my partner. And so we're slowly growing and seeing where life takes us.
That's lovely. That's an awesome story. Nice and straight to the point.
Straight
And
to
what's your role in the business then?
So I'm the co-founder,
Okay.
so a shareholder of the business, and my role is day to day ensure invoicing, paperwork, client base, as well as media wise. So a bit of everything. Try to involve myself in every little aspect.
Okay. So you wear a lot of hats,
That's right.
as they say, don't we all? Yeah. So, and then, so you and your partner started the business. I think in one of our previous conversations, you mentioned it's still quite young, only kind of
Yes.
2 years old, give or take.
That's right. So we were doing, before we were doing cutting edge services again with kitchen and bedroom. And that's how we kind of got into it, because we started off doing cutting edge where we've had customers coming to get their kitchens made and bedrooms made, but we were also using our own products with regards to like edging strips, your MDF boards, chip boards. We had our own accessories like hinges and things. And we've noticed a lot of people were getting quite a lot of interest in it. That's when we decided, okay, I think it's time now to get the brand out, start putting our brand out, because once the customers already got comfortable with it, it was the right moment to kind of get the name out.
Good. All right. So you've sort of started answering the last part of that question, but how did you end up in the world of like global sourcing and distribution?
So originally what we were planning was, because we've had quite a lot of interest from customers, we need this product, we need this. But we noticed there was a repeat. So say one product was a hit and everybody liked it, everybody else wanted that product, and it wouldn't be fair on that clientele to then give somebody the same exact product with somebody else's logo on it. It just wouldn't make sense. So that's when we said, rather than going down that route, let's put it under Export Express,
Yeah.
known as EXEP, and then that's how we'll, whether this customer has this product or this, it's still coming from the same company, rather than, somebody will sell it at this price and then somebody will have the same exact product. Not to upset anyone, it's coming from one company and that's it.
Oh, cool. That adds a really like bespoke kind of flavor to the things that you're offering. I'm sure your clients love that. That's pretty unique in the space. I think I'm not running into that. Everything seems to be kind of, you know, similar designs, offerings. I think that's also kind of what stuck out about your store there at KBB as well. It was fresh. There was a lot of fresh things in sight when I came past the store. So that's exciting. I like to see people doing that in the space. And I think you said EXEP and I said EXEP. So I'm going to
Yeah, loads of people say EXEP, but I feel like we've started saying EXEP, so I guess it's on a preference basis.
I also run into that a lot, but at least I'm clear now. Going forward, I'll use the right terminology. And on the name, you mentioned you changed the name. So what was it previously?
No, so we've always kept it as Export Express, but
Okay.
you know how when rather than saying the full name Export Express, EXEP just kind of sticks in, easier to remember. So we'll still have all packaging product Export Express, and then at the bottom we'll have EXEP. It's just depend, like when somebody has a long name, that a lot of people tend to shorten it down. So that's all it is.
All right. Okay. No, it makes sense. I'm clear now. I'm clear now on the actual brand. Let's talk a little bit about KBB because you mentioned it was your first expo,
Yes.
or your first expo presence, which is a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big step.
Mhm.
It doesn't come lightly. There's a lot of prep. There's a lot of costs.
That's
And
right.
so you invest the time, money, and apparently some cake to be in the room.
Yes.
So let's hear about it. How did it go? What surprised you?
Um, we weren't expecting as much positive feedback as we got. Because we didn't really have an official opening when we've opened our company. We kind of
Mhm.
just straight jumped into it. We've already had friends and family that were kind of recommending us, and then regular customers coming from the previous business of the Edge and Cut. So I think us attending KBV was to get that name out, and that's what we wanted. We just wanted EXEP to stand out, everybody know about it, and I think that's what it did. I think the clientes that we've got in, the customers that we've spoken to, we're already starting to form quite good relationships with everyone, and we've noticed the customers we're already with talking and supplying from the KBB. They're also recommending us to other people, which is quite good. Um, We've
Yeah.
got feedback. Loads of people saying it was a little bit quiet, it wasn't all that, but I think we had quite a little bonus, I would say. Even though we had quite a small booth to start off with, we've tried to fit as much as we can so everyone can see a wide range of selection. So we tried to not limit our space as much as we could.
Yeah. I mean, I think you guys did great. You were definitely busy. I had to come past more than once to see you guys because it was you're always talking to somebody. So I think that's kind of the whole point. And I think we're gonna have listeners on the show who are maybe in your position, maybe a few years back, maybe a few years forward, and they're maybe on the fence
Mm.
about doing an expo. I don't think a lot of people, they see the cost and the planning and all of the work that goes into it, and they kind of say, "All right, we'll do it next year or whatever." And
Yeah.
so I don't think a lot of people realize that there's a knock-on effect. It's not just the people that come to your store.
Because we were questioning it as well. Sorry to cut you
Ah,
off. So I
no,
think we had less than a year to prepare. And I know a lot of companies that have like that full 2 years to prepare. We've had less than a year.
oh, wow.
We kind of just said, you know what, let's try it. Whatever happens, happens. Just give it a go. And honestly, I would recommend it to anyone who's thinking, should I attend? Should I not attend?
Good. That's kind of the answer I was looking for. Is like, would you actually recommend that to people? Which leads into another question with a similar answer. But do you see yourselves going back again?
Yes, we've already secured our booth for 2028. We're going bigger, and hopefully we've got new surprises coming up.
Ooh, okay, okay. Well, I'm gonna store that question because it's something I'm gonna ask you in a little bit as well because I do want to get into the weeds of the product as well. So just while we're on the topic of KBB, what uh, what did you say that could teach you? What did it teach you about putting yourself in front of an industry? So not worry about the outcomes, but what did you learn from actually being face to face with so many people coming your way?
I feel like having a face-to-face conversation rather than on email or over the phone, you actually connect with people. You get to know what their needs are, what they're looking for in the future. You
Mhm.
get a more of a bigger picture and a bigger idea of how more we can progress, what's the next steps. And I feel like people take a little bit more time to talk, whereas on the phone, everyone's like, okay, I'll call you back, a little bit busy, or
Mm.
on email, it can always be a little bit of that delay. And I
Yeah,
feel like from the moment you speak to that person on the exhibition, from that moment, you start creating that relationship and that friendship. And that's how you start to bounce off each other. You learn about the person, what industry they're in, what they're looking for.
yeah.
So you learn a lot about people.
Learn a lot about people. I like that. I see us kind of taking that cut out because that's probably a golden nugget. Of course, the face to face, everyone likes face to face, but actually learning about somebody and having the opportunity to firstly stand in front of them for a few minutes, because you won't ever get someone on the phone for a few minutes with that level of engagement. They're getting an opportunity to know you, like you, trust you. When they do
Mm,
see your email come in, yeah, it's Paulina. Like, oh yeah, we had this conversation. She gave me
yeah.
credit. The cake is a big thing, by the way. Do that again for sure.
Thank- We're very foodie people, so wherever we go, there's always food with us.
uh, it's pretty much a no-brainer when it comes to getting into people's hearts. Is just through their stomachs. I find. Well, I enjoyed the cake anyway. So let's yeah. So we can. I mean, this is the Kitchen Growth Experience podcast. The whole concept is, how do we grow? I think that's what anybody listening in is looking to come away with. And we've spoken about the event. The event was very positive for you, not so positive for other people. So hopefully, they can maybe learn from mistakes. Be more engaging. Be more personalized, like your products are. And so that seems to be, let's just call it for now, a positive marketing experience for you. I'm
Yes.
sure again, there's a time horizon. You have to kind of keep nurturing a lot of people, and you wouldn't necessarily be able to know what the return on investment is just yet. But as we kind of move into the small topic of marketing, is what is your kind of process look like at the moment for the people from the KBB? You got their email addresses, you've spoken to them. Have you emailed them? Have you called them? How many times have you done that? Do you have a plan that you're executing on?
So we've been in contact with quite a few clients. We've gone out to see them as well. We've spent time with them,
Cool.
because at the moment, our products, some people are still using the old style of, for example, lighting systems and things like that. So we've got the new systems coming in. They're just getting used to it now. So we are spending time with these clients to explain how it works. If they do have an issue, they're unsure how to install it, we're here to help. We're not just here to sell the product and that's it, deal with it. we
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
That's
we've also got a lot of clients where they've asked, can we purchase orders online rather than going via email? That's where we're in process right now, is opening an online shop where you've opened an account with us, you get your personalized account number, you'll log in and you'll have the whole item, and then you can just place an order whether you need a next day delivery or depending where you're based. We've got some customers from Ireland, so again, it will take about a week or so, depending on when they order and the quantity of the orders.
Oh, okay. E-commerce, that's a big step,
Yes.
and a very depending on how it's done, that's a very brave step as well. Because I mean, you thought you wore a lot of hats now,
Mm.
when it comes to e-commerce, and then kind of doing your feed and managing all the products and stuff, which you might have a good hands on, um, in the material world. E-commerce comes with its own learning curve as well, so that should be also very exciting.
Yes.
And yes, I mean, you're clearly investing in being visible. Obviously, you were at KBB.
Uh-huh.
Um, so you're doing expos, see you doing some social media as well. So you're spending time just trying to grow, your
Yes.
outreach, your following. You mentioned, sorry, imagine, well, e-commerce comes with a new website. You're building a new website. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah. So we've got a standard platform website where it kind of says a little bit about us, what we're about. You can
Mhm.
leave your contact form or you can contact us. But again, we're getting quite a lot of interest where People are opening accounts with us, but at the moment, orders are taken via email. So a lot of people are preferring to do the online shop. So we're in process of getting the website designed.
Okay. Do you have any, what are your best sellers?
At the moment, our best sellers are our lighting systems,
Okay.
as well as our kitchen accessories. For example, like the pull-outs, the drawer systems, um, like the hidden bin baskets, things like that. And that's our main top selling. We've introduced new hinges selection, so people are kind of testing it out now, getting quite comfortable with it. So we're just getting our hinges out. There's quite a lot now. We're getting demand on bedroom accessories. So we're just getting them in as well.
Awesome. Okay, because I mean, you have a lot of offering. And
That's right.
if I can just, again, for the listeners, for yourself, just inject just a little piece of value when it comes to selling online. There's a concept called the Pareto principle, which applies to almost all businesses that have an online e-commerce presence. And the Pareto principle basically is called the 80-20 rule, where 20% of the products that you sell from your offerings or just from your actual listings will end up producing 80% of your revenue. And so one, you mustn't make the mistake to take all your products and just, especially if you're paying to advertise these products, I mean, put all your products on your website, obviously,
Yeah, of course.
for SEO and everything like that. But when you eventually get to the part where you're actually trying to buy traffic from channels and things like that, the very best place to start is to choose your best sellers first, ones that you have high stock, you've got fast stock replenishment, and they're already popular and doing well. And then put your focus on those products first, because that will give you the best kind of boost forward in terms of sales and everything like that. So that's just a little piece for you there that you can take away. If you're a kitchen business and you want more high quality showroom bookings, not just more leads, but more high quality leads, that's what we can do for you here at Kitchen Pipeline Marketing. We run Google Ads, Meta Ads, SEO, and CRM automation seamlessly together for kitchen businesses like yours. You can reach out to us on kitchenmarketing.com or drop me a line in the comments or message me directly. And now back to the show. So right now you're doing those things. How's your social media going?
It's going quite well. I think our TikTok page is blowing up the most at the moment. We're getting quite a lot of interest, quite a lot of messages coming through, which is quite a positive, I would say. On TikTok, we're keeping it real so people can see how we do it, from inspection of our products to loading our products in, to the products arriving, to the products getting packed. And so we show the real picture. We want our customers to feel comfortable, where it's not just any item sold and here you go. It's actually the care that's taken in. We're not sitting back. We're involving ourselves into this. So we want everyone to see the real picture of what exactly we do just to get this one product out.
You took the words out of my mouth. Honestly, it sounds like you're humanizing the experience. A lot of buyers will have this lack of trust, especially if you're upgrading your website. You're not to, if you're okay, we need a better website. There's a lot of businesses out there, drop shipping services. Are they real? Do they have an address? So I think by taking the extra step or going the extra mile, and actually, this is us. These are the products. This is how we handle it. We're real. We're here. You've got your spot in the UK. You're registered and everything like that. I think that builds a lot of trust. And I think that's a really, really good use of your time on TikTok. It's probably going to champion like product focused videos and things like that. So keep doing that for sure. Do you have any other marketing ideas that you have for the future before we move on?
At the moment, we're focusing on social media.
Okay.
Maybe in the future. We're not sure as of yet.
All right. Well, I mean, again, you've got a lot of work to do. So, stay focused on the thing that's actually moving the needle, and, get that right. And if it ever starts to stagnate or whatever, then at least you've had the time to kind of prep for something else. So that's cool. Now I would love to hear about the global element of your business. So many businesses are so focused on what would I call it? You know, everything's a border. Everything is like a supply that comes from a local spot, or maybe even Europe or something like that. And I don't think a lot of people have the, how do you say, um, they're not brave enough to explore foreign markets and things like that. So you're a global sourcing business, but you're going after the UK kitchen and furniture trade specifically. That's correct, right?
We are, yes. So we're focusing on hardware, accessories, lighting at the moment.
Yeah.
I feel like
Okay.
that's the biggest market. Everybody loves a luxury kitchen. People are now just getting used to having the bedrooms like American styles where you've got your walk-in wardrobes. That market keeps growing and it keeps developing as well. You start from the standard, now everyone wants the latest models like AI technology and things like that. So
Ooh, what do you mean? To tell me a little bit about
let's
that.
say, for example, your kitchen. You can get automatic units that you'll just press a button, they'll open it for you. You don't have to physically go and open it. You've got voice control. You can say, okay, corner unit, come down. It will come down for you. Grab it. Okay, go back up. It's quite good for mobility people, I would say.
Yeah.
But then again, a lot of people see it as a positive when they're cooking rather than opening these units. They can just drop it down, grab whatever they need. If it needs to go back up, they can. Again, with bedrooms, safe boxes, the hanging rails. If you can't reach it, press a button, it will come down for you. Take your clothes out, put it back up. So there's loads of to save space and storage, I would say, rather than keeping it to a certain height. Now there's more options to kind of expand in that way and make more storage space.
Ah, that's very interesting because, you know, I feel like you might, and I'm taking a shot in the dark here. Do you draw inspiration, these products and yourself, do you draw inspiration from, I always want to say, like, there's a lot of Asian countries where in cities where apartments are super small and they like max out the space,
Yeah.
like vertical space and everything. Is that kind of in alignment with what you're talking about?
Yes, but also I feel like there's limited on mobility people.
Okay.
So again, we've had quite a lot of interest to say we're just doing a mobility kitchen, and rather than say somebody's on a wheelchair, they
Mhm.
have to keep the units at a certain level.
Yeah.
With these new products, they can do it as a normal kitchen, and they've got
Yeah.
the function of dropping baskets down or having a unit that will open up for you and close it for you without having that extra hassle. And I guess it gives people a little bit more of a confidence boost where they don't feel like they have to rely on someone. They kind of got that independence still there. So we try to kind of fit everybody into the picture rather than just focusing on one type of design. We need to make sure we cover everybody's needs and requirements.
Okay. Well, I've I've got a market for you, an audience for you, and that's husbands with short wives.
That's what I was told on our exhibition. They go, "It's perfect for your height." I was like, "Thank you."
I'm always being called, please, can you get this thing out of it? So the things we need the least, they go at the top,
Yes.
because if we need them, husband's got to go and get them. So that sounds like a perfect product for me. I might just ask you for a link to some of those when we
Okay.
when we start redoing those spaces. But it sounds really cool, honestly. And but I want to circle back again. What countries do you source from?
So we source from Europe, which is Poland, Germany. We
Mhm.
also work alongside Taiwan. That's our main three countries that we work with at the moment.
Which ones the easiest to kind of deal with? Or because when I say, I don't have a lot of experience with like imports
Yeah.
and those types of products. Are there certain kind of red tapes or anything from certain countries that you have to overcome, or is that kind of your
I
your
think it's finding the right people. We don't work with a middle person. We like to go directly, build that trust, build our product to make it unique, because you'll get loads of products the same and everybody says, oh, my quality is better, my quality is better. We like to have something different, something unique. I feel like shipping will always be shipping, whether at the moment, whatever's going on, it's causing delays. That's all the issue at the moment. But other than that, it's ensuring that you stick with one supplier, you have that trust, you
Yeah.
work accordingly, because we work directly with factories. So we've got a factory in Poland that just does our furniture, because we sell kitchen flat packs as well, where we get some people have rented properties and they want to use the cheaper style kitchens, so they'll use the flat pack options. Then we've got the high-end customers where they want designed kitchens, and then they give you a drawing and we want this, we want that, so we do that. We're also getting in new wardrobe glass doors coming in, which will be manufactured directly in England. Machines are coming straight from Poland. So we'll be doing wardrobe glass doors, which was a very high interest at the moment.
Yeah.
Again, Germany, some of our hardware components, Taiwan's our lighting. So we work directly. We don't change our suppliers that we get our products from. We've worked on this product. We've developed this product. It's strictly our product and we strictly stick with that factory. We don't look at, oh, we can get a little better deal over here. Where we're stuck and when we've worked on something, that's where we're going to stay. And it gives our client a bit of a comfortable zone as well, to say they will regularly get the regular product at the same quality, rather than switching up and then they'll get something else.
Yeah. And it allows you to deliver on your service consistently. And, I think it's always worth having that relationship, like you said. Then you're a big buyer of that supplier. They start to make plans for you. They start to make, if you just pick up the phone, they're going to service you with much more love than if your client or whatever now tries to go to Poland and start building these relationships. They're going to be at the back of the queue almost. So I think maybe it's safe to say that that's kind of one of your USPs. Like, what does a kitchen retailer or manufacturer actually get from working with you that they can't just get from going directly to an international supplier? And would you say it would be those relationships?
It's relationships, but it's also the time. A lot of people think it's easy, I can just get a product, but it just doesn't work like that. It's your customs clearance as well. It's shipping it out, bringing it here. It's quality inspection. It's having that trust that anyone can get any product, but it's how you design your product, how you get it out into the open. It's not easy like everybody thinks it is. Just pack it and ship it. It unfortunately doesn't work like that. Sometimes there are delays. Sometimes they say, sorry, we know we've got a workload. There's other clients, but it's also about that confidentiality as well. Because a lot of people will say, oh, we're a factory, we do this, we do that. But in reality, they're not. They source it from elsewhere and it's just a logo. So with us, we're very raw, very real. Where we manufacture, we will say, okay, this product, we work accordingly with a factory. They supply directly our products, but they will not sell that product to just anyone because there is a contract in place. Our products are secure. Like the glass doors, we got machinery in, but the glass doors will be physically produced in England. So our manufacturers will be under EXEP producing it. So we keep it everything in a very neat and tidy way, I would say.
Awesome. I think, I mean, that whole experience, I think, speaks for itself. And I think that's what adds the value to your products. And I think that anybody listening in, if you are looking to outsource or whatever, I do think that you have just found your supplier, because I've heard many, many stories. In fact, I'll tell a quick funny one from one of my clients who he sells like master batch, which is the pigment that colors plastic. and one of his clients thought that they would now find a new supplier in China. And China does a lot of good things. I'm not knocking China. I think that they've got a really, there's good and bad, but they've got a really good system. But there's now I'll call it where, kind of like factory renting. So he was in communication with this reseller. Reseller said exactly what you just told me. No, we've got a factory or whatever. He flew out to China to see the factory. And he walked around the factory and he saw the machines producing the thing in the master batch, and he was happy and he made a deal and he came back. But it turns out that that was not that reseller's factory. They actually rent like a walk around through a factory from their supplier. So it's not even they've got, it's not even just the factory, it's not even just the logo like you say, but they can actually say, no, this is my factory. So you do have to be very careful for whether that's a good or a bad thing. I think everyone's just trying to make money these days, but I think the essence and the value of what you're talking about with regards to customs, with regards to all of the things that come in between, you have to put in a lot of time and energy to do that. And that sounds like exactly what you guys have done. So it's really exciting. It's a really exciting business concept, or not concept, really exciting business venture that you are going forward with. And yeah, I mean, only upwards from here, right? So I got another question for you, because I like to go back in time a little bit as well. And right at the end, which is to ask, you're still in the early in the early stages of building the business, which we've discussed, which is cool. So lots to learn, lots to figure out, which is one of the exciting phases to be in. But if you could go back to day one or week one of starting the actual business, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently?
I think I'd just start my branding straight away. That's the only thing that I would change, is get my branding out there and then. Do not waste time. I wouldn't change anything of how it all started, how it's all going. Just that one little piece I would change.
That is some sage advice, and I think you're absolutely right. A lot of people put that off for too long, and one of the magic ingredients of social media, whether you're doing your TikTok, whether you're doing Meta, whether you're doing LinkedIn, etc., is that and now I've obviously moved into not just physically branding and getting your image out there, but all of those platforms use an algorithm, and that algorithm is based on your activity. And the only ingredient is, well, there's two ingredients: consistency and time. So if a lot of business owners, I see them make the mistake of planning, because it needs to be perfect. But done is better than perfect. Having a post up every day for 8 months, there's a technical element going on there where the platform detects this. TikTok does the same thing. It says, wow, they posted a video. And you don't stop, by the way. Don't stop. Even if it's not the best video in the world, just post it at your normal rhythm. And suddenly, after enough time, the platform decides that you are committed, you're a good creator, you're constantly putting out good content, and they will reward you for that. So don't feel disheartened if you put out a post and you didn't get a share, you didn't get a like. Don't let that slow you down. You just stay focused on the target. You just keep putting that content out there. And depending on the platform, after a few months, maybe you've already seen this on TikTok, your first video's views versus your most recent video views are not the same. And that's because it's actually it's respecting that you're being consistent. So that would be my last piece of advice there, which builds on your going back in time. Because again, when's the best time to plant a tree? Last year. Second best time is today. So for anybody listening in, if you haven't started your social media, follow Paulina's advice, learn from her 2-year-old self, and just get started and just be consistent with that. So thank you for that answer. And Paulina, before we wrap up the show, there's one more part that I like to do, which is just a series of rapid fire questions. They can be 1 or 2 word answers, or you can put in a few words. There's no rules here. And I'm just going to ask you some questions, so you don't have to think about it. You can just answer. You might have answered some already, but I'm going to ask them in the fast rapid format. Anyway, okay, number 1, hardware or LED lighting? Which is the harder product to source?
I would say in the middle.
Okay. All right. In the middle. That's cool. That's what maybe you can
Yes.
go. What is the best country in the world to source kitchen products from right now?
I would say Europe.
Okay, cool. What's the most common mistake UK businesses make when buying from overseas suppliers?
I think not checking the quality and thinking getting a cheap item, they're saving money. That's not right.
Okay. What's the one thing that Export Express does that clients do not expect?
I think it's the customer care. We're here from the moment you order to the
Mhm.
moment you get your fittings, your kitchen done, your bedroom done. We're here from each step. We love to follow it from packing your box or packing your lorry to watching you transform it into such a amazing project you've done.
Awesome. And if you could add one completely new product category tomorrow, what would it be?
Um, I think luxury bedrooms. I think at the moment a lot of people are focusing on kitchens. I think bedrooms are still coming in. I think we'd start with bedrooms.
Well, I hope you get in there early and you answered those excellently. Thank you so much. Paulina, you've been an absolute delight to sit here and spend some time with us here today and just take your knowledge and basically give it to everyone who's interested, because maybe something you said might help a business owner down the line. And I think that that is one of the nicest things we can do for other people. So really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on tonight.
You are extremely welcome and truly best of luck. You guys have a seriously cool thing going on. It's still early days. Just keep doing what you're doing. And I'm pretty sure at 2028, I'm going to walk into this massive store with these massive cakes and it's just going to be the best.
That's right. And we hope to see you as well in 2028.
You will absolutely see me there. All right. So, yeah, Paulina, have a lovely day and we'll catch you soon.
You too. Thank you. Take care.